Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're taking care of the final piece of the pond bank to get Mumbles and the ducks back out to the pond. I'm standing in the shade because we have a beautiful sun-shining day right now, up into the 80s already. We've been getting some really nice weather these past couple weeks. We did get a little bit of rain the other day as well, just to wet things down. And that definitely helped take care of some of the dust around here. And with all this beautiful weather, I would really like to see Mumbles and the ducks out floating on the pond. But if you've been following along, you know we've been trying to wrap up a few things here before Mumbles and the ducks get out to the pond, so it's safe for them to go out there, but also safe for the pond so they don't destroy anything and make a mess. So I've been working really hard lately to get all the banks covered up just so the ducks don't have access to loose mud. And we made some good progress last video with the gravel beds, and that's going to make it really easy for the dogs and the ducks to enter and exit the pond without making any mess. But right underneath the flat rock garden, right where the water touches, still needs some attention. We need to get that covered up or they're going to destroy that garden. I'll head out there and show you what I'm talking about, and then we're going to be heading up to my brother's to pick up a few things. I've been trying to forage as much of the materials for the pond as I can. Oh, the crown vetch is blooming. Gorgeous. I could use some of this on the pond bank too. Big wings. I'm working on it. Dabbles and Mumbles have been eyeing me over here while I was moving stone, just waiting to get out here in the pond. But right here is the section that needs attention. Right underneath all this flat rock garden that we put in is soft dirt where the water is. So we have the bank covered up. I'm not worried about the ducks getting to that, but where the water is, they're going to be dabbling in that mud. So we need to get some stone on there too so they don't have access to loose dirt. And I had some block here already, so we have some lined up here, but I definitely need some more. And what I'm planning on doing is putting this rock right down into the water on the bank, because this is only about a foot or two deep. Mav, be careful. Look at that. He can go in the water without making a muddy mess. Perfect. I didn't have Mav here yesterday because it was Sunday. So look at that. Gorgeous, Mav. Looks like you still found some mud. Over on that right side is a little bit muddy because it kind of drops off going to the tributary. So I may need to add a little bit more gravel there. But that is definitely better. It's kind of too shallow for the boat now, but we have this side here for the ducks to go in, which I made a mistake at first and I put the round river gravel on the steep slope and that did not hold. I was slipping and sliding trying to walk up and down the hill, and the rocks that I put on the bottom kept sliding further and further into the mud. So I ended up having to rake all that stone up off of the hill again, and that was a half a ton of stone. But once I got the round stone out of there, I was able to put the 2B limestone down. And since this has angles, it locks together, and now I can walk down here as long as I'm flat-footed. I mean, if I really dig in, I can get the rocks to move, but if I walk down flat-footed, I can come all the way down here into the water without making a muddy mess now. And the rocks down here holding the bottom don't move. I can actually stand on them. So if I'm out here fishing or something, we'll be able to land a fish real easy. But mainly I was thinking this was going to be the duck launch ramp, and this is where they would mainly use to get in and out of the pond. I'm sure they're going to use that side over there too for now, but I think this is more of a straight line here from the gate to go right to this. But if you want to see me moving about 5 tons of gravel by hand, make sure to check out the last video where we got all the gravel beds put in. But we still have about 2 tons of gravel sitting over there in the POW, and I'm planning on using that for this edge. But like we did over there, if I just put the gravel down, it's going to go into the mud, and I'm going to lose a lot of it just trying to pack the mud in place to hold it up. So that's where the concrete block come in. We're going to be putting these down first. It's going to be sitting right on the edge underneath the water where we're not going to be seeing them. But it's going to give me a nice solid shelf that I'll be able to stack the gravel on top of. And then I can get the gravel to come right up to water's edge there, so whenever the ducks come in to dabble, they'll hit the stone instead of the open dirt. But the blocks that I have right now only made it about 1/3 of the way, almost halfway across this area that we need to do. And that was 7 cinder blocks, so I think I need at least 7 more, probably 12 or so. Oh, Mav. And I know there's some used concrete block up at my brother's that I'll be able to forage out of the woods. And as you can tell, I have Maverick, so that means I already went up to my brother's today. So I'm gonna throw you back, get you caught up with what we got brought down, and then we can see if we can get it in the pond. Broilers, how's everybody doing? How's the other one? You got a little hurt leg, you still sitting with everybody? Definitely getting smaller. I'm setting him aside so he can eat, but he's definitely not putting on the pounds like the other ones are. But he's still hanging in there. Huh, pup? Good boy. Hey, moo cows. How you doing, girls? What's going on in here? You guys want some lunch? Hey, goat, you trying to get in there, get that salt block. I'll get you something to eat here. 59, how you doing? 48, I see ya. Hey, oh, what? Wait a second. Are you 48 or 40? Looks like 59's the only one with her ear tag in. 48 had her ear tag out, and I thought that was you. But I guess somehow 40 got her ear tag out too. Goat. How you doing, boys? You got your tag in too? Good. What are you trying to eat? You chewing? Oh, you got a salt block too. Okay, you guys got your mineral blocks in there? You're gonna be getting some mineral barrels outside here soon. But I'll get your lunch here, hold on. And get a couple scoops for the boys. I'm gonna get 2 or 2.5 scoops I'll take out to the boys in the pasture. And then we'll give a half a scoop or so to the girls. Oh, girls, quit pushing on the gate. There you are. Hey, how you doing? Little something for you. Save a little for the goat. Hey, white goat. There you go. Get it before 40 comes over. Can already hear the boys yelling. Pop. You just go ahead and hunt around in the shade. I'll walk out in the sun. Hey, boys. How's it going? Need some fresh, cool water? Leave the hose in your bucket then. You steer. How you doing, bull? I got you something to chew on. You guys have 8 acres of pasture here with forage in it. Put a little bit there and a little bit down here. Whoop, missed some. There you go, boys. You can all spread out in here. How you doing, bull? You got a big head. Boys, you can spread out. That was just a little bit. There's some more over in the other one. We'll get your water freshened up here, and then I'm gonna go over and do some weed whacking. I gotta find some stone and block. I got Maverick out, and now we have the cows taken care of. So we can go over and forage some stone. Mav. Good boy. Good boy. We got works to do. Pop. Alright, Pops. We should be able to find some things that we need here. We have some block just buried in the woods. And we gotta pull these out so I can use them down by the pond. But I'm gonna do some weed whacking here first, just so I can open this up and see what I have here. And then we can start loading. Mav. And this is all just rubble that my brother doesn't want. It's just pushed over here as fill in the side of the woods. Come on. Now that is a full load right there. We got well over the 12 I was expecting to get. And as you saw, there's a lot more in there that we can still get. But I figured the truck was full, and this is probably enough to get us around the edge that I'm trying to do today. And once I move all these blocks again down into the pond and then move all the gravel onto the edge, I'm probably going to be worn out. Pop. Oh, the geyser. Gorgeous. I gotta tend the gardens too. Always more to do, pup. Oh man. Does that work for you? Good boy. Loves getting wet. All right, pup, help me unload. Like that. All right, pup, we're gonna have to get these blocks down into the water now. I'm hoping we have enough to go across the bottom, but as you can see, whenever I was unloading them, one fell into the water, so you can tell how shallow it is right off the bank. I'm gonna try and get the rest of them down a little bit more smoothly and place them a little bit more precisely, and I may or may not have to get into the water for this. Pup, I brought the golf cart out so that pup had some shade. Yeah, gotta keep you cold. But all right, let's see how far these blocks will go. Nice. Okay. All right, Pop, I think that worked out pretty well. What do you think, Mav? We got the blocks in and we have some left over. I got them wrapped all the way around to the corner here, and you can just see them underneath the water level. So we should be able to fill in with gravel now. We'll fill in all those little gaps, and we should be able to get the gravel to cover up the bank so we don't have the ducks poking their beaks in there. Oh, Mav, what's your step? Don't get your paw stuck in a hole. Don't eat my plants either, buddy. What are you doing? Yeah, eat the grass. Okay, you can trim the grass. You pup, get off those stones. Yeah, we got to do your beach area too, but the beach area can't be done yet. I am planning a nice little beach entrance here, and it is going to be sand, but I can't do that yet. We have other things to work on right now. And this is coming along really nicely. I do have to go grab the gravel now, fill up some wheelbarrows and bring it over here. And I'm thinking once I bring it over here, I'm still going to have to take it shovelful by shovelful down to the water. And that is not going to be ideal. I've been trying to think of a better way to do it. And I could possibly use the backhoe and just hang the bucket over the hillside and try and dump it in, but that's not going to be very precise. So I think it's just going to be easier to do it the manual way, and we'll be toiling away here this evening. But right now, my dad needs help with something, so I'm going to go help him, and then after that, I can come back out here and start shoveling some stone. Huh, Pop? But I definitely wanted to be out here during the nice part of the day working in the water. And we did stir up the water here a little bit, made some mud, but that should settle out. We have a lot of water flowing now with the solar pumps going. We have 2 pumps flowing on that waterfall right now, and it has some flow. And then I put the other one on the other side, and that one runs a little bit longer into the evening. I don't have it set up decoratively yet, but we at least have some water flowing. And the orange daylilies are starting to bloom. Just gorgeous. That is why we're working on the pond right now, trying to get everything done so we can get the ducks out here. They're gonna love it too. And we should have enough gravel left in the pile to do this edge. Huh, Papa, we gotta help my dad and then we can come back out. Come on, load up. Good boy. You riding on the floor? Sometimes he rides on the floor, sometimes he sits on the seat. Up, up. You can sit on the seat. It's easier for me to press the gas. Good boy. We'll be right back. time? Is it dinner time? Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Nice. All right, I think that's gonna be good enough for tonight. We got this whole edge completely covered up. I got the block in there and they're holding up all the gravel that I just put in after. So now we have a concrete block retainment wall here to hold the bank in place and keep the ducks from dabbling it away. I threw some broken block pieces in there to fill the gaps, and then I just filled everything in with the 2B gravel. I couldn't really use the river gravel like I was planning, so we had a little bit extra there, and I just top dressed it with the 2B river gravel to make it look a little bit nicer. And I think it looks gorgeous down here. And I'm really hoping the ducks don't come in here and rip all my irises out. But I think this is coming along nicely. We were able to get this all filled in with the block I got from my brother's house. And there is still more up there, and I probably will need it for that other lower shelf here outside the beach. So the beach area is still completely open, so they still can dabble in the mud right there, but we are going to be completely opening that up, so I don't really want to do anything permanent there. And then over here past the tributary is also still open. And I'm thinking I might cover that up with chicken wire and hay like we did past the Black Willow, because that turned out pretty good. And I think we'll be able to get some plantings on that too once we get some more consistent rains. And I do plan on digging out and changing the hillside where the waterfall is, but that might be a little bit in the future. So we might as well cover it up and protect it for now so the ducks aren't pulling mud into the water. Because I'm thinking the water's almost looking swimmable out here. I would like to swim in this. I do want to be able to have a recreational swimming hole out here. And honestly, before the ducks get out here and start dropping some fertilizer in it, it might be the best time to get in. Pup, you want to try and swim with me? Echo Pup's never swam before. Whenever he was younger, he fell off a dock when I was fishing and I had to pull him out, but he didn't really get the chance to try and swim. And he never wants to go out into the water because I'm on land and he doesn't go away from me, so I have to go into the water for him to want to go swimming. So I had to dig a hole big enough that I'd be able to go into the water and see if I could get him to come after me. And now that we have it, we might be able to get Echo in the water to try and swim. It's been a process, but I think we'll be able to get Mumbles and the ducks out here to the pond now without too much damage. So the only thing holding us from getting Mumbles and the ducks out to the pond right now is whether or not she's trying to go broody. And since I stole her eggs, she's been inside a lot sitting on the nest, and I put a trail camera in there to see what she's doing. Pup, so next video I'm gonna get all that footage and see what she's doing in there. She's out grazing with Dabbles right now. Hey pretty bird, get your greens. But I don't want to open the gates up if Mumbles is trying to go broody on her nest. So I'm going to let that go for a little bit longer and see what's going on. But otherwise, the pond is pretty much ready. There's obviously some more finishing touches to do, but it's definitely duck ready. Pup. And I think the garden edge turned out pretty well. But that's going to be all for this one. I think dinner's almost ready, and my mom said she's making bolognese, whatever that means. If you want to keep following along with everything here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave, and if you want to help support the channel even more, check out my website, whittacresdesigns.com. You can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching. Go. Load up. Puppy.